Hello, Chris. What made you come to Korea?
저 한국 사람인데요? I'm originally from the US, and my name is Chris Lyon, and I'm working here as an actor and music producer. A lot of people think that I am originally from Guinea because of my character in Itaewon Class, but no, I'm actually from the US. I think everyone, like wherever they are, everyone's scared right now.
At first, I felt a little bit anxious because everyone around me was telling me to leave Korea.
So when I first came in early February, the outbreak didn't really start back in Europe, and it wasn't much of an issue there, but it had already started in Korea, and so I was kind of worried, like, am I going to the epicenter?
Like around January or something, I was very scared where 1 or 2 cases pop up.
And I think that's why it's so important right now to make sure you're washing your hands, make sure you're using hand sanitizer. And it's been good to see Korea be able to provide those kind of things in public transportation areas, in small and large businesses, and making sure that manufacturers are able to meet those needs.
After I saw the text messages that the government sent us, then I felt really relieved because normally you get it in Korean, but you can also apply for getting the service in English. So I think it's well spread.
But as time goes on and it started spreading in Europe more, it turns out that I'm in the exact right place to be at the moment. And I'm very glad I'm here now and not that worried about catching coronavirus, although I'm still cautious about taking the measures.
In Korea, the diagnosed kits and most of corona test places are very near to my place and very available and accessible for everyone. And it's fairly cheap, not cheap, but a fairly okay price compared to other countries. So I feel very at ease and secure in Korea.
I think Korean sense of community is innate in them, like 우리나라, our country. So I felt that they showed that by volunteering. Many doctors went to Daegu, and I think they are preparing boxes with food that they are giving to the people that it's doing self-quarantine, and they are even giving some monthly money to help with the people that lost their part-time jobs.
And another thing I noticed is when I went to my local convenience store and I wasn't wearing a mask because I was just gonna like grab a drink, then the ajashi asked me, "Oh, wear mask and like everyone's worried about their own safety and the safety of everyone, and I think that's really nice.
In the US, it's scary because just in New York, just in the state of New York alone, there are more cases now than in the entire country of Korea.
Well, now it's not that good because the country is under a lockdown. The president had to close the country, and now the people cannot go out their houses.
In Germany, like the measures aren't really there. Even if some people have symptoms, if they haven't been like in contact with an endangered person or haven't been shown to like, they're not really in danger, they won't get tested because the capacities just aren't there.
Well, right now, actually, there were some confirmed cases. As far as I know, it's about 9 people or something. They were like, oh, it's okay, nobody's getting it. But since now there are confirmed cases, everybody is very anxious and worried.
I think perhaps if the US adopted some of the testing policies that Korea's put out, like with their drive-through tests, I think more importance put on testing could have possibly curbed some of the initial hit that the US took.
Here in Korea, when you have a flu, you tend to use the mask and go to university with that. But in my country, for example, like the people never buy that. Even when you go to the pharmacy to ask for one, it's really difficult to find it. And maybe if you use it, they could perceive you as someone that is sick and that you are going to make them sick if you use that. So there's a bit of a stigma regarding the use of the mask. And now that all the people wanted to buy one, there were not enough.
I feel like in the US, it's difficult to find some basic items that people need for, their just regular lives. Things like toilet paper, food items, and for Korea, it was masks for a while. And so it was good to see that Korea was able to come up with a quick response by kind of putting that 5-day rotational system into implementation. That might be a good thing for the US to also think about possibly incorporating for some of the items in the US as well.
The Korean government taking a lot of people, around like 300, 400 people daily, is very admirable, and I want my country to do that. And also, even though the messages that we receive are maybe a bit privacy invasion, but I also think it's very important right now because we are in an emergency situation and we need to know which places to avoid, or if we have contacted the virus and we are not just showing symptoms, such as me who is youth. So even if I have the virus, I might not show the symptoms. So if I know I've been to that places, I can go and check up. So I think that is a very good.
Most impressive policy taken by the Korean government is the huge amount of testing they do. Like just last week, from Sunday to Sunday, they did. I think that would be the part that the entire world can learn from Korea. Really, just having the capacities there, and I think also the government has taken the situation very seriously, which from the very beginning, which countries in Europe didn't really do, and people didn't either. So I think taking the situation seriously from the very beginning.
I think the drive-through testing was the best one. That I've never seen any other country do that, and it would have been great if my country did that in advance. But now that it's too late for that, I think my country could copy the text messages and the Corona map that is available here in Korea.
So it's important for us to continue social distancing, washing our hands, using hand sanitizer. And I really believe that by steadily practicing these suggestions that our health administrators have given to us, we will be able to pull through this. And I can see that Korea is slowly starting to get better. It's a very scary time for all of us, but I really think that by practicing all of these things and making sure that we're able to provide for each other, we're going to be able to pull through.